Welcome back. Another episode of Prado 150 out of here. How's that? That's the only way you can start these episodes, don't you think? What do you think? I reckon that's the most hardest part. Just getting started. Just thought I'd do something different today. If you're wondering where I am, I do have some notes here because I want to stick to the point. I'm out at this absolutely wonderful place at a B&B just outside of Killarney. And, well, would you believe it? It's my birthday today. And I'm going to say I am 54 today. Can you believe it? Can you believe 54? Going camping, full driving, and spending time with the family. And solo, of course. If you are new to the channel, my name's Mike, and I really appreciate you watching. I'm married with 3 kids. I've got 2 teenagers and now 1 adult, all still living at home. No complaints about that at all. So my oldest one, Joshua, he is going to be 21. Can you believe that? 21 at the end of this year. We've got a 21-year-old. 18-year-old Lachlan and Chloe, who is 16, just got a learner's permit. So that's going to be exciting for Chloe. And we've been having a few lessons together, and she's getting the hang of it very quickly. So good on you, Chloe. So if you would like to get to know me a little bit better, just go and take a look at all our previous videos, and that shows us exactly what we're up to, what we do. I do a little bit of solo camping, full driving, and I also do some family stuff and other stuff as well. Take your time, go and have a look. I would really appreciate it. And leave me some feedback on those videos and let me know what you think or what I can improve on some of those videos. So as I said, we're just out here at Killarney. It is my birthday. Got a bit of a dinner on tonight, in fact. And we just thought we'd get away. And I just wanted to try something different and a bit more personable to you. And just let you know what we are up to or what I'm up to and see what you think about that. I'm really happy if you could leave me I'm open to any feedback that you can give me that would help me improve my episodes and improve anything that I'm doing. Because I like to think that I'm doing my episodes or my video for you. So currently I am continuing my series on our Australian outback trip where we travelled over to Perth. Can you believe that 12 months ago I started that trip? And just before my birthday last year, or before Easter, a week before Easter in fact, Lachlan and I headed off with the...
Joshua?
Tuck your belly away, Michael. Go away.
Righto.
Hey guys, how you going?
Saying goodbye.
Hey folks, we've got a sensational load up here. I'm absolutely keen as a bean.
There's always that one, eh?
Where are we sending them off to, Josh?
Folks, we're sending them off to the absolutely amazing Perth.
We couldn't go much further, could we?
Couldn't go much further, could we?
We have to put up with that for the next 4. Well, folks, here we are. We're just about to set off on our 4,100 kilometre journey over to Perth.
Yep.
Prado's back, thanks to Dan.
Can't go any
No.
further.
Prado's back, thankfully. Thanks, Dan, for such an awesome job you've done with the car. And I don't know, we're just going to drive and see where we get to, eh? Jayco cross track behind the Prado, and we set off. And little did we know what was going to be ahead of us, including hitting a kangaroo, airbags going off. And anyway, it all worked out well in the end, and it was just, I won't say it was fun, but it was certainly good to have Lachlan with me at that time, someone else with me, and I suppose it was just good. It was just good to share that moment with one of my sons, or with Lachlan. So that trip for WA, it's been an amazing experience. I grew up in Perth. It was great to go over there, see some of my family, catch up with some mates that I haven't seen for years, and then start our southwest trip. If you haven't watched any of those, go back and have a look. It was truly amazing. I start solo at about just after Esperance, and that's just another experience as well. So make sure you have a look. Let me know what you think about these videos. I've still got some more episodes to go on that, so stay tuned, keep looking out for them. I think I'm at about somewhere on the Nullarbor there. My last episode, I was leaving the Canola homestead, and I've come across those guys with the caravan. Now, I tell you, there would have been a learning experience for them. They had absolutely no communications whatsoever, and we're talking outback there. We're talking no phone signal, and I pulled up and gave them a hand, which I'm more than happy to do. That's what life's all about, isn't it? Helping your fellow neighbour, full driver, camper, whatever. And as you'll see in that episode, I hang around and I use the Zolio to contact my wife Shelley, and she did all the phone calls, and we finally got a tow truck out there. But I'll tell you what, RACV, just watch it and see what, I'll let you know what I think about them. I actually wanted to go down there and somehow organise for me to go and explain to those people sitting in their, let's call them their ivory towers, sitting in the city of Melbourne probably, taking phone calls. They don't even know what it's like being out in the outback. And I wanted to, take my video and show them, and I said, this is what we're dealing with. And when someone gives you a GPS coordinate, you can't get better than that for a location, and you need to use it. And this is how you type it into Google, and you get exactly where that person is. Anyway, that's another story, isn't it? I'm just using my notes because I want to keep this nice and short and to the point. Just going back to that, to my last episode, and I had that flat tyre on the Jayco cross track. And I'll tell you what, the old caravan, when I woke up, she was a bit of a lean-to. Have you ever had that happen to you? Let me know. Put that in the comments. What do you think about that? What do you think that I should have done? Should I have gone to the trouble of changing that tyre right then and there? Should I have not taken that risk and driven it? Let me know. Tell me what you think in the comments. Give me some feedback. So what actually happened, which I didn't cover in that episode, is that these guys that I was helping, can you believe it? I just happened to ask them if they had any spare valves, because that's what was wrong with my tyre. And you wouldn't believe it. He pops out a bag full of them. And I think he had about 3 or 4 of them in there. So how good's that? I don't know, meant to be, I don't know. Hey, whatever you say, but I'm helping him, he's helping me. I replaced that valve and I had no more dramas with that tyre for the rest of my trip. How good's that? So what I'd like from you is go into the comments section of this episode and just start typing. Start typing, give me some feedback, good or bad. Okay, I'm open to it. Let me know if there's anything you want to know or want to see in my future episodes. If it's about the Prado, about camping, anything like that, just leave a comment and I will try my best and cover or do whatever that you'd like to see in any up and coming YouTube episodes. So in the 4-wheel drive community, there's a few hot topics going around at the moment, as you would know. One of those things that keeps coming up is national parks closing tracks and also closing beaches. There's probably 2 sides to that, I think. Like if you are looking from a national park point of view and protecting our beaches, and we're seeing all the crazy people or crazy stuff going on our beaches, you would think, well, no wonder they would be wanting to close the beaches. Let me know, again, in the comments, have you ever been down to a beach, driven on a beach, and you're with your family, and you're trying, you're in a section there where they've reduced the speed down and you're just out the front of campsites and that. So it's an area where they've dedicated for you to, I suppose, be with family, have a swim, all that kind of thing. You know what I'm talking about. And then you've got some turkey in their 4-wheel drive absolutely flooring it through the area that you are in and having no regard to you, your family, whatever you're doing. So that type of thing, I think that's a problem. That really is a problem. And yes, some people say, oh, well, the beach is like a road, it's a highway. People should be looking out and being careful. Yes, I do agree. But I think as a driver, when you're driving your four-wheel drive, I think you should be also looking out, like you would on any street, for people, kids, that type of thing. And you slow down. When you see a couple of four-wheel drives that have stopped there, you might want to just slow down and be a bit careful and just, you know, show a bit of courtesy. But it's not really happening. And people doing burnouts and jumping over dunes and things like that. It's no wonder that, I think anyway, it's no wonder that these national parks want to start closing down beaches. And if we were serious about not wanting them to be closed, we wouldn't be giving them any reason for them to want to close them. So we would be picking up our rubbish, leaving, well, I was going to say leaving it as it was found, but sometimes as it was found is probably worse than what you're going to leave it as. Let me know, what do you think? I think that people should be, the four-wheel drive community should take more care and consideration in some of their actions on the beach and thinking, are my actions going to give reason for the national parks to be wanting to close the beaches? And not only that, people are doing stupid stuff and filming it and putting it up on social media where everyone can see. And if I was a national park ranger or had control over that, I would just go, yep, I think I'm going to close that beach because we're not happy having that type of behaviour going on down there. So I think as a community, you, me, we should be doing things that are showing responsibility and care and for our environment, that to try and keep these beaches open so that everyone can come down and enjoy it. It's nothing better than driving along the beach, camping on the beach, having a little fire going, doing a cook-up, that type of thing. So we certainly don't want to give any reason for these authorities to, you know, start closing it down. It's bad enough you got to get a permit, pay a permit. They've got cameras going on to, you know, beaches like Bribey Island, and they take your photo. And for all good reason. I completely understand why they would be doing that. But, you know, it seems to be for the lowest common denominator, or the lowest common, let's say, common idiot that just doesn't give two hoots about, you know, the future of the beaches and the four-wheel drive community. If you have a look, I've done a couple of shorts, and one of those shorts, there's a known YouTube channel, and that particular person has filmed the ram absolutely tearing along the beach at full pelt and just driving like a maniac. And that person, I would think, should know better. And it's that type of thing, I think, that is going to raise alarms, and, you know, as I said, the authorities are going to want to close it. Have a look at my short. I've had, that particular person has made no comment or anything or response in regard to even I was asking questions. Why are you driving like this? Why are you putting that up on YouTube? And it's like they've even blocked my comments off that particular episode that they had going on there. They won't open it up to the public. They seem to only allow the good comments on their YouTube episode. Now, a little while ago, I don't know if you know of the channel called Off Track Yarns, which is Dylan, and I did a podcast with him, and I sat in my caravan. He sat in his out at I think Harvey Bay he was at the time. YouTube for about 5 years now.
Yeah, I thought so, because I was pretty sure we started at the exact same time, and you're smashing me.
I think we did.
Yeah.
But look,
I remember sort of seeing your videos, you, me, and there's a dude down at Rainbow Beach that started.
And we had a bit of a chat together. It was a very different experience. I've never done that before. And very different when you're only listening to their voice and you've got the camera, you know, recording you. So anyway, I think it went pretty well. If you're interested, have a look. I'll leave the link underneath. We covered a few topics, insurance on your four-wheel drive. So some interesting topics. I think one of the other things we talked about was, do you like a solar blanket or a hard solar panel, you know, for your caravan, and what we thought about that. And just a range of things, including the beaches being closed and tracks being closed. So we had a bit of a chat about that. So jump on over and support Dylan's channel and have a look. Again, leave me a comment if you've done that. Leave me a comment. I'd like to know what you think of that podcast. I was a little bit nervous in the beginning. I think I got used to it as we went along. And, you know, Dylan gives you a running sheet of what he's going to talk about, but you just never know what he's going to spring up. And being unprepared, and Dylan doesn't edit the video, so it's just straight from, you know, start to stop. So it was a little bit daunting at the beginning, but I think I got the hang of it. If you watch that, if you can please let me know what you think of that podcast, that'd be interesting. I just thought I'll talk about the Prado a little bit, just let you know how the Prado is running. So right now, hopefully it stays this way, but I'm really, really happy with the Prado and the way it's running. I love it. Absolutely love the vehicle. I've got it to how I want it. I have done it in a budget. I haven't gone overboard with all the big, you know, expensive gear. I've got it for what I want it for. So I want to say thank you to Dan at Leviathan. I met that fellow probably 5 years ago now, I think it's been. And he's just one of those mechanics. Like, I think we just hit it off when we first met, and we couldn't stop talking about Prados. I couldn't believe it when I talked to him about how he knew so much about them and what his thoughts were on it. And that's how we got started. Josh did a work experience there in relation to seeing if he liked electrician type of work, which he found out he didn't. Nothing to do with Dan. And that's how we met. And that was just before I went to Cape York. And I asked him if I could get my Prado done, a checkup done, and if I could video that process, and if Dan can give some hints to you about what you need to do when you're going on a big trip. And that's how we started. And we started doing videos together. And I just want to say thank you to you if you've supported Dan. If you're one of those people that have supported Dan and give him a call and said, I've seen you on Mike's videos and I want you to work on my car. That's the best support that you guys or any of you could do. And I know you've done that, so I really appreciate that. Look, when I recommend things, I don't do it lightly, but you'll see, you make your own mind up. He's just such a genuine person. He doesn't give you crap advice, doesn't do work that it doesn't need just so he can put a bit more money in his pocket. He's completely not like that. We've got 4 drives. Look, Lachlan bought a Jeep and he probably got two weeks out of it before it started having a few electrical gremlins. And look, I know everyone goes, it's a Jeep thing, it's a Jeep. Why would you buy a Jeep? But this particular thing that happened with the electrical, no one could have foreseen that. No one knew that was going to happen. And I don't think any amount of checking really could have picked that up. So it kind of lay dead for it must have been 18 months anyway. And for probably most of that time, it was in Dan's workshop. We had a few moments where I looked at Dan, I go, you know, what are we going to do? Are we going to continue? Are we going to call it quits? If we call it quits, obviously it's trying to sell a motor vehicle that doesn't go or doesn't work, or a Jeep that doesn't go, you're going to not get much money for it. So Dan was confident that we were going to get through this and do it. And look, we did. We got through the tunnel. There was light at the end of the tunnel, and now it's all completely fixed up. Dan's just done it absolutely. I cannot, not that I can't fault his work at all. He's just been absolutely awesome through this whole process. Just wanted to give a bit of a plug there for Dan at Leviathan. He's in Toowoomba here. Really looked after Lachlan and done a great job. And you're probably going to see a few reels and a few plugs that I do, because I think he's worthy of that. And he's helped us out so much that if I can help him and help you and put you guys together, you're going to be happy as well. And he's one of those people that, you know, he wouldn't let you drive out of the workshop with your winch hook on a tilt, because that's the kind of guy he is. He would come along and just turn it up the right way. yeah, that's what he's like. His attention to detail is, well, I'm going to say, so much more better than mine. Now, Chloe, let me know what you think about this. Chloe, she wants to get a 79 series Land Cruiser. You got to aim big, don't you? So that's what she's looking at. So what do you think about that? Let me know what you think about my daughter getting a 79 series Land Cruiser. Let me know what you think in the comments. Look, I'm not going to keep on going today. What my main purpose today was to have just a direct chat to you and give you an opportunity to give me some comments, give me some feedback. Let me know what you think of the content so far and what's coming up. We went to Tasmania last Christmas, and I haven't even started those episodes, but we've got those episodes coming up a bit later on in the year. And we're going to the high country, Victorian high country. Can you believe it? We're heading off just after Easter, and this is going to be a really good trip. I've got my boys going, Joshua and Lachlan, and I've got another couple of mates as well. So it's just going to be one of those trips where we're going to enjoy this together and spend some good time with each other, with my kids. I mean, you can't beat it, can you? And I'm going to be making episodes, of course. They have to leave. They don't get as much time down there as I will, so they'll break away when they have to. So we've got that coming up. Also, if you know Prado, the Prado Hospital, or Anthony from 4x4 Diesel, he's contacted me and he's coming up to Queensland. He's asked me to go on a trip. So we got that coming up pretty much straight after the high country. I'm going to be so busy, aren't I? So we're going to be doing a bit of a touring up the east coast of Queensland, and he's put together this map of what he wants to do. It's pretty crazy, I've got to say. It's like, when am I going to get any filming done to get some content? It's just bang, 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 bang. So that's going to be interesting. We're not sure, we haven't got the final plan yet, but that's something to look forward to. That's going to be a really great trip with Anthony. I may convince him to show his face, you never know. Wish me luck on that. Thanks guys, I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day here, the rest of my birthday, and we will see you on the next one, and I appreciate your support. Thanks guys.